Good afternoon, everyone. This is Renu here from Sydney, New South Wales, talking to the amazing Suk, who is part of Mission ShakthiSAT. You guys have heard about ShakthiSAT on our Facebook page. We have heard a lot of inquiries. We are getting a lot of questions from all the parents about Mission ShakthiSAT and wanting their girls to enroll in this program about, say, space science and technology. So I am here having this conversation with the Australian ambassador and global lead for partnership for 108 countries, and she does all this amazing work for Mission ShakthiSAT. Today in this interview, we will be asking what is it about. We will also be asking why girls and where does it lead our girls, our students in Australia who will be part of this amazing program, and where does it lead them in future. So we will be discussing all the questions. All the questions that have come to me from our parents will be answered here. So please stay tuned. And if you have any further questions as you watch this recording, do put it in the comments and we will definitely respond to you at a later date or a later stage. So, Suk, welcome aboard on this hot seat, having a conversation with us about Mission ShakthiSAT. So, obviously, the obvious question, what is Mission ShakthiSAT?
Thanks for having me, Renu. And your energy is really contagious. It is like you're just bubbling with all this vibe. And I really felt, yes, I want ShakthiSAT to go into your communities. Actually, it should go to every single community across the world because ShakthiSAT is our first time in the entire world we're creating history where we are empowering 12,000 girl children from 108 countries across the world. And we're equipping them with 120 hours of free program, which is into satellite building and space technology. So they get to know what makes satellite technology, right from the basics of physics to Newtonian mechanics to PCB designing to ham radio to quantum computing, coding. So they have like an entire gamut of what is space technology.
That's fantastic. Glad to hear that. Now, you mentioned 120 hours of training. One of the first questions that came to us was like, is it free? And yes, it is free. Is it only for girls? Yes, it is only for girls. So I will be asking the question that why only girls and why free training?
It is a very important question that forms the core of our mission, Renu, because we have less than 20% of women representing space technology. And when you're talking about leadership, it's less than 3 or 4%. I'm talking about the global statistics, right? So that being the case, we want more girls being part of this. And when we say we want more girls, how are we going to bring them on board? And Dr. Srimati Kesan, she's the founder of this audacious dream of making 108 countries coming together for the space mission. And this is not the first for us. She's launched 27 satellites till date, and all are student-led, built with the students and, of course, with the scientists. And it is very important to have women in such dialogues because when I started my career, like my first job was I was a robotics trainer back in 2008, 2009. And when I used to code quad bots and hex bots, people used to ask, what is it? Then I'd say it's a 4-leg robot, it's a 6-leg robot. And, we give the gate moments. I explain to them like, oh, you're building a toy, Suk. I'm like, no, it is not building a toy. It is how to explain. So, yes, we've come a long way, but still I feel back then I used to be the only woman in a room full of men, and it has been challenging. But now I would say maybe I'm accompanied by another person, or maybe I'm just one. In a room full of men. Still, the situation has not progressed so far because I've worked on reaching about 500,000 students through the NGO that I co-founded, Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Foundation, back then in 2012. So I would say a lot of work needs to be done. And why free? Is because space technology has been a very expensive affair. And for children, like especially for children studying in a private school or, parents who can afford, they send their children to space agencies for exchange programs. And that is fantastic. But there are so many other children, who are wondering what is out there. The stars are shining bright. They have that curiosity, but because it's an expensive affair, they can't be part of such programs. And when I was working with my NGO, Dr. Kalam always, like, he was my mentor. The then president of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he was kind enough to mentor me, like, for the Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Foundation that I co-founded. He gave a scientific advisor to our advisory committee. Dr. Mailsamy Annadurai, the man behind the Mars rover, Mangalyaan Chandrayaan space mission, he was in advisory committee. And one thing they repeatedly kept telling was creativity is a very common thing between amongst the children, irrespective of whether they are in public schools or in international or private schools. And we need to give them that opportunity. So when we have the barricade that there is a fee involved, yes, there are a few parents who would even gather funds and say, okay, go for it, and they can arrange for funds. But when we say space technology, there is so much involved in it. Sometimes kids get overwhelmed, and maybe math and physics is not their thing, right? So we felt, let us not give them the burden. And it is all thanks to Dr. Srimati Kesan, this visionary who is thought about, we need more girls, especially from the humble backgrounds. We need children from all walks of life coming together, and let they explore what is space technology, let they get the hands on, and then it's up to them. Because again, I'll be talking a little more about what the 120 hours entails. But yes, these are the
Yeah.
reasons.
Fantastic. So moving mountains with masses, I love it. I love it. And making it accessible. I also love that because we are in the education space ourselves. And a lot of times we do have some families who are not able to really meet the financial sides of the education. The students have immense passion and commitment and dedication to make things work for them and the huge aspirations they have. But to be able to really find the means eases off the stress from their learning, and it really helps the whole family come together and shine. So I love that, and definitely on board with this mission, especially when you just talk, when you spoke about this mission to me, if about when we first started connecting, I was so on board with that, and hence why we said, okay, let's just introduce it to our community and our parents here. Next question for you is, yes, it is accessible, and yes, it's 120 hours of free training. The most common question that I did get is like, would that be in the school holidays? Would that be clashing their school system, especially in Australia? Because we are talking about Australia. I know 108 countries are there. So, what would be the schedule of the classes look like? Is it going to add extra work on the children in addition to what they get from school? Like, have you guys thought about that?
So, yes, we're talking about Australia context and talking about the 120 hours. It might look, oh my God, it's 120 hours. But what we're doing here is, Renu, yes, we've thought about, because children are really hungry. They need answers and they need all that. So we've set up the LMS platform. So we have scientists, we have engineers from Airbus, from various space agencies who come together to create this beautiful 120 hours of program. And we've made it more flowing and easy, where student sees a video, learns a concept. There are a few questions, like they have and there is no failing, or there is no like grading for this, because the whole idea is to expose them to such huge technology, and we don't want to make them feel, oh, maybe I'm not good at it. No, the whole idea is for them to, go through the entire flow. And this is all self-paced learning for them. So it is in Zoho LMS platform, and it's all self-paced. So it's up to the student on how much time they would like to spend, how many hours, and it is quite flowing very easily. It's interactive as well, and I'm sure they're going to have fun. And if they have any questions, they could post in chat in the LMS platform. We have people, yeah, answering that for them, and it's going to be
Right.
very interesting.
Oh my God, I love that. I'm already loving it. Like, why am I not in year 8 or year 9 right now? This is so cool. Now, also, I heard it on the grapevine, not grapevine, actually, through you, that the best students from these 108 countries will also get the opportunity to really go out there and all accommodation and paid trip to India and actually help in the launching of a satellite. Am I hearing it right? So, yes, tell me more
Absolutely
about that.
correct. Yes. And maybe I would kind of rephrase it rephrase it a bit, because all the students who are enrolled with it they are really amazing, and they are the best. So the 120 hours, mainly for them to go through the whole thing, is a serious set of commitment for them. So we have screening process. The main, it's a very transparent screening, where the main criteria is you have to finish the 120 hours. And when you finish the 120 hours, you will have your progress bar, because we request you to yeah you know to add you to our LMS platform. We need your emails. So that is how we actually have unique logins, and we track the progress, and it's quite straightforward. So for you to be part of this cohort, so yes, we have one student from each of the 108 countries, along with their ambassadors, traveling to India to build a physical portion of the satellite, which is going to be our payloads, like 2U CubeSats. So we're going to have 4 2U CubeSats that we would be building. So the students would be divided, say, as a group of 27 each. So 27 students would work on one of the 2U CubeSats that we will be building. So they're going to have hands-on experience on satellite building, and how the whole thing works. So yeah, I'm feeling very excited too. And I feel, man, why didn't I get it when I was young? But it's okay.
I was like, take me, take me. I would love to visit India again, of course. But be actually in the space field, like, getting, I always call it that, to our students, that you have to get your hands dirty, as in, like, you have to be in it to really embrace it. And what a beautiful way to really allow these beautiful, beautiful, smart, intelligent, young, women, into exposing themselves and giving this once in a lifetime opportunity to be working with the scientists, and learn from the best of the best. That is great. Also, when is the last date to register? I know there is a form that everybody has to fill out. We have ourselves sent the link to the expressions of interest form. So first step is obviously expressions of interest. You have mentioned, and we have also mentioned, the last date to do that is the 15th of April. Are there any other dates and milestones that we need to keep track of, that our parents need to know?
So 15th of April is a major milestone, because I've been talking about Mission ShakthiSAT like for a few months now, like for quite some time, like close to half a year. And I really wish I reached out to you, like, even, much earlier. And but okay, at least I feel we're able to get the dialogue going. And I promise you, Renu, this is the first of so many missions to come. And because we're talking about inclusivity, definitely we're going to have missions for boys as well. But this one, we felt it's a little special. Let's involve all the girls, and we'll get the dialogue rolling. And as you rightly say, giving them the exposure is the most important of things, because once they have the exposure, like, they can create their own opportunities. So we don't have to create any opportunity for them. Just let them know, hey, this is how the space technology looks. Because what we feel is, when we talk about space, people immediately relate to being an astronaut or a rocket physicist or something like that. But what people don't understand, you could be science communicators, you could be science advocates, you could be science teachers, science content creators, science journalists. There are so many other branches, very exciting branches, that one can explore. If they are not too much into math and physics, it's okay. You could contribute to being part of science and tech in so many other ways. And that's what we're going to teach you. We're going to equip you on. We can't escape science, because it's very important. Every day, be it chemistry, mathematics, physics, right from brushing the teeth to cooking to anything, we use our technology and STEM. It is part of our living, part of our breathing. So I think it's important we consciously know about it and have more fun about it, because it's so beautiful. So yes, it is going to be a very nice journey. 15th of April is your deadline to register your interest. And by 23rd April, we'll have the curriculum rollout happening. Meaning we will reach out to you by 18th of April, to all of you who've registered, and you'll get an email, like, with your login details and all that for the LMS platform. So from 23rd, you'll have the curriculum available, where you could start logging in and start getting your hands dirty. And for Australia exclusively, I'm planning for inaugural meet, or something interesting. to have all the students, to meet all the students. I know we have students from across Australia because I felt it's important to involve all the 6 states and the territories to be part of this. So they're having children from all various. And you know what, Renu? One thing that amazes me is when I work with all the 108 countries, I don't find it different because Australia itself is so multicultural, right? Home for over 200 nationalities.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
I just think this mission is an extension of, I'm just talking to, I don't find it like overwhelming or any different. So we would love to have all of them. We can have a meet. It can be either virtual or a semi-virtual. And so we would keep them posted. But 23rd April is the rollout. So that is a major milestone. And then, they
So
have.
please ensure that your email addresses are definitely up to date, because that's where we will be communicating from. Everything from here on is all on the emails. Remember, 15th of April this year, 2025, is the deadline, and followed by information sent out to you, the login sent out for the learning platform. And from there on, definitely it's up to you girls, year 8 and year 9 girls, who have to lead the path to your success and to your future. One last question before we go. I have already told with you, why I got connected, why I got so excited about this mission, because we are all about like UYGW, unleash your genius within. Like the name says it all. We are in the business of creating confident learners, and every single day we are looking for opportunities like these where we can expose not just our students, but actually students around the world, because we are a global brand and we are running in different countries as well, really just on the path of learning. To us, that is the most exciting thing of all. That's what excites me and my husband every day. We wake up with that mission. Why ShakthiSAT for you when you have been into this amazing world of robotics already? Why something like that for you, Suk? What got you connected and say, I'm going to be the global head and ambassador for this mission?
That's a deep question, Reno. And firstly, I really have to mention here because I've presented this mission to so many around, like to so, because for me, I feel I should not have any prejudice. We're thinking, this group, no, I want to present this to every single person, that I've met across. And you are the only one that I've seen as an organization and as an individual who immediately created the flyer and, spreading the word across, because I really felt, wow, I wish I had more Renus in this world. It would be wonderful because we all ambassadors, it clicked for us because we have 108 ambassadors now, and all of them are like this. They're like, yes, let's do it. But apart from the ambassadors, having some organization or someone to shout out and do, you're the first one. Especially with Australia, I would say you're the only one who has immediately jumped on board as an organization. And I can see the leadership. I can see how much you have a love for the students. That quick action speaks it all. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, we are big on that. Like an opportunity lost is an opportunity, lost for sure. You have to. We are here creating opportunities for the community, like the future leaders and the future generations. And yes, quick decision making. It's either going to be yes or a no. It's either going to be a pass or a fail. And whatever it is, you move on. And this is exactly what we teach ourselves and our students. So to be a leader is not about just bossing people around, but actually taking action. So thank you for that. In fact, you know what? We are very grateful. You're talking about me being that. Well, we are very grateful that this just came to us because we are always looking. We are literally hungry for opportunities for our students and our families around. That what can we do next for them? What is it that is going to lead them in the path of learning? Of course, everything has to be related to learning because we are forever learning and growing. So we are equally grateful, Suk, that you reached out and we just connected. And wow, next is history. And we are definitely about to make history in, this with this opportunity. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the future years bring for both girls and boys, of course. And how do we equip them to be the space leaders,
Yeah.
in the world? I'm really looking forward to all that. But I'm not going to let you get away with why ShakthiSAT for you.
It is a long journey, Brenu, because I was 21 when I co-founded the NGO into robotics and AI. And yeah, life has been so non-linear for me because from there, 5.5 years into reaching about 500,000 students, like girls for embroidery and boys for electronics was a big no-no for me. I'm like, why? So I used to go to the rural areas, and I strongly believe kit-based learning can be a good starting point, or I would say we can try to, have different learning, but okay, it's fine. It's a good starting point. But if that is going to be an ending point of your science technology education, that is a very sad thing because innovation stops there. You've built a robot with you have the chassis, you have like wheels, you've built a ultrasound like sensor, ultrasonic robot, which goes in a black line. It's like you're just doing a remote control, like you're building a remote control toy, right? So for me, I always wanted to excite children about technology, and especially, right? We used to introduce electronics for grade 3, grade 4 children, meaning I teach them like what is a breadboard, the series parallel connections, and with the LEDs. When they see the LED glow for the first time, they've made something happen and they're super excited. They're like, wow. And when they use a wrong resistor, you know what? Too much surge of current and the LED just goes off and they have their heart big. I had a kid crying, sobbing very badly. I'm like, hey, it's okay. It's just an LED. Come on, I'll give you another one. So exposing them to all these things, that is where I thought. And we had IIT as a knowledge partner. They were like, so really, college guys, they learn this and you're teaching that to school. I'm like, then revise your college syllabus standards because we have to give them the exposure to these things. That is how you'll have innovators and creators. I've been doing that for like 5.5 years, and really interesting journey. It's too much. You work 20 hours, you work 18 to 20 hours, like literally every single day without weekends. And I'm like, I'm burnt out. So my mentor said I was good at public relations, which I had no idea about. So it was time for me to settle as well. So I got married, I went to Mumbai, and I did my public relations in, post-graduation in PR and applied communication. And while I was doing this, I got an opportunity to, be part of World Communication Forum. So we had the team coming down to India for one of the events. And yeah, I traveled there. And the co-founder of World Communication Forum said, "So come to Geneva. I'll pay you for being a global manager, and yeah, you're paid. Your ticket is paid. Your travel, everything. I'll take care." And I said, "Wow, okay. Can I bring my husband?" She said, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, we are coming." So I was a global manager for their awards, which involved 58 countries coming together, and in the United Nations, every so they have a week-long program every day dedicated to communication in different sector, be it in education, in public policy making, in running governments, in corporate communication. I was like, where is the startup? They're like, no, we don't have startup. Then they're like, Suk, if you're so passionate, you head it. So I was a producer for the startup day. This was in 2017 March, and I was like, wow, okay. And I was with amazing people like communication advisor to Prime Minister of Ukraine, social media advisor to Hillary Clinton, and even with the professor Dr. Scott Feldman, who is known as father of emojis. So he accidentally ended up finding out these emojis, but he's a professor of robotics in Carnegie. So that is how we connected. And wonderful. I won the Young Visionary Award. I was like one of the top 10 women technologists in India, and back in 2015. I was super happy. I migrated to Australia. I was going to call it my home. I came here in April 2017. And you know what? I don't have local experience. So I did phone banking, I did door knocking, I've acted in a Telugu movie completely shot in Australia. And actually, I was hired and also fired in a span of 1 month. All this giving heartbreak. Yeah. And then I was with Optus. I joined as a telesales consultant, and people back home, they were like, hey, that is a BPO job. What are you doing? It's a call center job. Where have you been and what are you doing? I'm like, listen, I need to start somewhere. It's too much. So eventually I was number one in sales in Sydney, Adelaide, Melbourne. And that made me be part of a team where I was a sales coach for service team.
Yes.
And that taught me about resilience. People hated me because, wow, so we're into service. It's so pure. And you're bringing the devil of sales. Then I had to say, hey, it's a growth conversation, like, change the mindset. I really loved it. But after a while,
Mm.
yes, the flow from zero sales, like they were hitting like 750 plus every month on month. And then I got to work with Philippines team, with Mumbai team. Then I'm like, hey, you know what? It's getting too much. It's so repetitive and mundane. So after like about 2.5 years, I got an opportunity to head a media company based in Melbourne. So I was a director of business growth and public relations for MeTV. So it was wonderful because I was able to bring in programs, do more into edutainment or infotainment side of things. I also ended up curating a event, a singing competition, which was there in 3 world record books because of the sheer complexity of the way it was conducted, having a physical set in Melbourne and in Hyderabad. So the anchors will run the show live, but they will also talk to the anchors in different countries. So we have physically people sitting in their own respective countries. Everything is happening. So it was so complex. And they're like, okay, take this world record. Like, this is amazing. So they're in 3 world record books. And life again happened. I got pregnant with my daughter. I took 2 years break. And this was my second global stint where I was, working with about 102 countries, like for the singing competition. And after the break, like, yeah, I went to India, wonderful. I came back and I lost my granddad, like, just like that. I didn't know that this was going to be my last trip. And this man has been into the education field for about 65 years and so passionate. And he's authored over 90 books and he's created his own magic square formula. I don't understand any of this. I've just preserved it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But that actually like shook a chord because my mentor is, you know, he's about 75. He's mentored me for 15 years. And I'm like, wow, he's the only man who pushes me to do things. And he's been like pushing me forever to write a book. I've started, I've left it. I've started, I would leave. So I've been doing that for like 5 years now. So I decided, okay, Excuses to Empowerment, that is going to be my book. And I authored that one. And that book actually gave me an opportunity to connect with Dr. Srimati. I know her like for over 10 years. And even 4 years back, I was at her home. I was eating well. I was just chatting with her. Like, yeah, I was at her home, but it didn't strike. And even she didn't remember, about my work. And because of this book, I conducted like 600 surveys, like reached to people. And she's one of them who responds immediately. And she's like, I said, I lost my granddad. She had so much empathy. She's like, what are you doing now? I said, I'm on a break and I think, yeah, I'm looking for something. Then she's like, come on, like we have our mission here. You're in Australia. So I joined as Australian ambassador. And because of
And
all the global opportunities I got, I felt, you know what? I can do this. I can bridge this gap. I can recruit more ambassadors from countries. She's like, where have you been all this while? Come on. And that's how it started. So it started in November last year. And this mission has been launched like, yeah, much earlier. It started like
I know
March.
you.
Yeah, it's been over a year, and I started in November, and here I am. So, what I would like to emphasize is life's journey is so non-linear, and it's so important to embrace all that. So now, we are mentoring journalists, science journalists across the world. So we have so many small projects that is cropping out of our main project, and I think it's so important. Embrace the non-linear journey, and what is in it for me? You'll always have something like, that mystery actually, that's so beautiful and that gives you like amazing heights. And the focus is have some cause that drives you. And I'm sure like, with your journey as well, you're empowering children and that's it. Have fun.
That is awesome. Like, this is beautiful. Again, my heart is so connected right now, in spirit, because we are on Zoom right now, even though we're in the same country and same state, we are still connecting on Zoom. But I could not agree more. One fine day when we meet up on coffee, we will talk about my linear journey, non-linear journey, linear but not linear at the same time. But this is what life is, and this is what we tell our students, and we work with our students all the time, because whatever we are doing right now, there is a reason, there's a very good reason why we are learning what we are learning right now, because that is teaching us some great skills about life that are going to pave the path for your next move, for the next move and the next move. And so well. I could see how it is a full circle now from where you started at 21, doing that giving mission through your NGO and through your not-profit organization, and now again being here, bringing all that experience and that juice to this mission, which I absolutely love. And I know our students and the girls who are going to be part of this amazing journey are also going to absolutely love about it, everything about it. I'm also going to be connecting through the year, talking about how it's progressing and how our girls are going. So stay tuned with the progress of it. And as very rightly Sukh has said, that this is just the first step in the space of empowering girls and of course boys as well, because if we are teaching a girl, we're obviously teaching the whole community. I always say that teach a girl, you're teaching the whole generation. I'm looking forward to everything, the magic that this space mission is going to bring, and our amazing talent that we have in Australia, the untapped potential of our girls in year 8 and year 9. Looking forward to see where it takes them, and to also see what new missions we come across. I'm all eager to hear about this journalism thing, which we will talk about what's happening with that, because we have a lot of students again who would love to learn the space of journalism and just be the best in whatever genius they have within them. So thank you again. Any more questions, parents? It has been a long interview. We did not plan it like that, but I hope it inspires your students, your friends, your families, and your daughters. Okay. Love to you all from Renu and Sukh here in Sydney. Bye.
Bye.